Hello, this is Patrick, of course, and I'm doing sort of a commentary on An Unearthly Child. The first ever Doctor Who episode ever made. I think made in 1969. Might be wrong. Don't quote me on that. So for now on, I'm going to be doing a review on each part of Doctor Who. One a day if I can. If I can't, doesn't matter. I can skip a day. But I'm doing this because Doctor Who has really kind of sucked recently. Mainly because it's not out this year, and all we have is Class, and the first episode of Class is, in my opinion, fucking atrocious. It was awful. There was nothing I liked besides 2 camera shots. That's it. That's the only things I liked about the first episode of Class. Haven't seen the second episode. The second episode is out at the recording of this. But I'm not going to watch it because the first episode was just that terrible. It was so bad. So, to fill my sort of gap of good Doctor Who, I'm going to watch Classic Who and review it. With me doing commentary, which is this now. So you're going to watch me watch the episode for the first time in a while. And then I'll make an edited video of me reviewing the episode. Pretty simple. So let's start. I have an Unearthly Child lined up. So when I press play, you can press play if you're watching it. And we can watch together. It'll be fun. Should be fun. Alright. 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, I haven't seen the old school opening in ages. Probably one of my favorite openings because it's so different to what it became. It looks so good in black and white as well. It really fits the tone of the show. And it's short. It's really short. Good old policeman. Another reason I'm doing this is because I haven't seen some of these old school episodes before. I've seen about 90% of all the episodes. But there are a lot of William Hartnell and Patrick Troughton episodes that I've just not seen. So this gives me a good reason to watch it and rewatch the ones I love. For example, this one. I love this because it's a good starting point. And it's good to look back at how the show was when it was first created and how it sort of formed and changed over the years. First shot of the TARDIS. I recorded a video and I haven't uploaded it, and I don't think I will upload it actually, but I use this. It's the Matt Smith TARDIS, but TARDIS at the ready. Coal Hill School. The first appearance and the good appearance. Oh, there's Barbara. Good old Barbara. Oh, there's Ian. I might quickly turn the volume back.
Susan Foreman. She your problem too? You don't know what to make of her. How old is she, Barbara? 15. 15. Can let her knowledge out a bit at a time so as not to embarrass me. That's what I feel about it. She knows more science than I'll ever know. She's a genius. Know what she's doing with history? Something like that. Now, your problem is whether to stay in business or hand over the class to her. No, not quite. What's this? Ian, I must talk to someone about this, but I don't want to get the girl into trouble. And I know you're going to tell me I'm imagining things. Well, I told you how good she is at history. I had a talk with her, and I told her she ought to specialize. Well, she seemed quite interested till I said I'd be willing to work with her at her home.
she said that would be absolutely impossible as her grandfather didn't like strangers.
It's a doctor, isn't it? It's a bit of a
See, that's what, like, in his first regeneration, that's what he was like, but it's so strange how that changed, like, so quickly. I guess the writers were like, okay, he should talk to people, it would just make it easier for us to have him communicate with the other actors.
76 Tottenham Lane, and I went along there one evening. Oh, Ian, do pay attention.
Sorry, you went along there one evening.
Well, there isn't anything there. It's just an old junkyard.
You must have gone to the wrong place.
Well, that was the address the secretary gave me.
The secretary got it wrong then.
No, I checked. There's a big wall on one side, houses on the other, and nothing in the middle. And this nothing in the middle is number 76 Tottenham Lane.
That's a bit of a mystery. Well, there must be a simple answer somewhere.
Well, what?
Well, we have to find out for ourselves, won't we?
Thank you for the week. She's waiting in one of the classrooms. I'm lending her a book on the French Revolution.
What's she going to do? Rewrite it? Oh, all right. What do we do? Ask her point blank?
No, I thought we could drive there.
I really miss, like, really smart companions like Susan.
All right.
Like, I understand the point of the companion. It's so the Doctor can explain gobbledygook to them. So it makes sense to the audience. It's transferring knowledge to the audience, and I get that. But, I don't know, having a smart companion to bounce off the Doctor has always been this really interesting thing, and we haven't had it in New Who. The closest we ever got was Martha, and a lot of people remark her as being one of the best companions. And my only problem with Martha is the love interest part.
Who? It's John Smith and the Company. They from 1902.
John Smith is the stage name of the Honourable Aubrey Waits. He started his career as Chris Waits McKellar, didn't he, Susan?
What surprising, Mr. Chester? I didn't expect you to know things like that.
I've an inquiring mind. And a very sensitive ear.
Oh, thank
Thank
you.
you.
You've got the book to send me. Yes. Thank you very much. It will be interesting. I'll return it tomorrow. Oh, that's not necessary. Keep it until you've finished it. I've finished it.
Where do you live, Susan? I'm giving Miss Wright a lift. I've room for one more.
No, thank you, Mr.
See, this just would not be allowed. That would just not fly these days. Having a teacher just see if you can take them home. Or have them... I don't know.
I expect so. Nice.
Whoa, a teacher would be in big trouble if they even attempted to ask that.
Right? Over there.
There was no phone. Never have found this.
Well, she doesn't seem to have arrived yet. I suppose we are doing the right thing, aren't we?
Can't justify curiosity.
But her homework.
Bit of an excuse, really, isn't it? I've seen far worse. The truth is, we're both curious about Susan, and we won't be happy until we know some of the answers.
You can't just pass it off like that. I thought I was just being a busybody. I'd go straight home. I thought you agreed she was a bit of a mystery.
Yes, but I think you'll find there's a very simple explanation to all this.
Well, I don't know how you explain the fact that a teenage girl does not know how many shillings there are in a pound.
Really?
Really? She said she thought we were on the decimal system.
Decimal system?
Don't be silly, Susan. The United States has a decimal system. You know perfectly well that we do not. Of course, the decimal system hasn't started yet.
Suppose she couldn't be a pilot.
See, the chemistry between Ian and Barbara is just so tight. And the flashback, that was weird. I don't think they ever do another flashback. That's like the only flashback ever in Doctor Who. Besides, New Who. Oh, he's a known. I completely forgot about these.
They only act in relation to each other.
But that's the whole point of the experiment, Susan.
Yes, it's a bit obvious, isn't it? Well, I'm not trying to be rude, but...
See, I feel like right here, you could be telling, and the telling would be fine. You don't really need to do the showing.
I'm sorry. It's just my idea.
She means it.
I feel like they had already filmed those bits and had sort of written them already, but they, after some cuts, they didn't really quite know what to do with them, so they were like, we can still put it in, that's fine.
unless you use D&D.
D&E? Whatever for? Do the problem that's set, Susan.
I can't, Mr. Jefferson. You constantly work on 3 other dimensions.
3 of them? Time being the 4th, I suppose. Then what do you need E for? What do you make the 5th dimension?
Space. Too many questions and not enough answers.
Stupid. Just doesn't know. So we have a 15-year-old girl who is absolutely brilliant at some things and excruciatingly bad at others.
There she is. Look, can we go in? I hate to think of her alone in that place.
She is alone. Look, she is 15. She might be reading a book. Didn't that occur to you?
I almost hope she is.
Yeah, that's where people meet other people, right? Like at a tip, a car yard. I think it's a car yard. That's where all the teenagers like to make out,
Come
right?
on, let's get it over with.
Well, don't you feel it?
I take things as they come. Come on. Miss. Turning over any of this stuff to find it.
Over there? What?
Torch.
Where are you the man?
Oh, no.
Where's
Susan. 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 Mr. Chesterton and Miss Wright.
Ian?
It's a police box. What's he doing here? Well, these things are usually on the street. Idiot. Idiot, you mean it?
Faint vibration.
It's alive.
It's alive. It's vibrating. It's alive. Come on, you're a teacher. You wouldn't just suddenly assume the box was fucking alive.
Connected to it, unless it's through the floor.
Look, I've had enough. Let's go and find a policeman.
It's all right. Something.
Now the first appearance of the Doctor. Poor old William Hartnell.
There you are, grandfather.
Excuse me. What are you doing here? We're looking for a girl. We?
Good evening.
What do you want? One of our pupils, Susan Foreman, came into this yard. Really? In here? Are you sure?
Yes. We saw her from across the street.
One of their pupils. I beg your pardon? Why aren't you spying on her? Who are you? We heard a young girl's voice call out to you. Your hearing must be very acute. I didn't hear anything.
It came from in here.
You imagined it.
I certainly did not imagine it.
Young man, is it reasonable to suppose that anybody would be inside a cupboard like that? Would it therefore be unreasonable to ask you to let us have a look inside? I wonder why I've never seen that before. That's strange. They're dirty.
Won't you help us? We're 2 of her teachers from the Colonial School. We saw her come in and we haven't seen her leave. Naturally, we're worried.
Oh, I'm afraid it's none of my business. I suggest you leave here. Not until we're satisfied that Susan isn't here. And, Frank, I don't understand your attitude. So yours leaves enough to be desired. You open the door. There's nothing in there. Then what are you afraid to show us? Afraid? Go away.
So I'm not saying much. It's just this. I really like this episode. This episode does a lot right for the beginning, unlike Class. Like the pacing is nice. You already pretty much love the characters. Besides the Doctor, but I feel like that's the point.
Secret lock somewhere. What? Of course it was. Susan! Susan! You in there? It's Mr. Chesterton and Miss Wright, Susan.
Don't you think you're being rather high-handed, young man? Thought you saw a young girl into the yard. You imagine you heard her voice. You believe she might be in there. Not very substantial, is it?
Why won't you help us?
I'm not hindering you. If you both want to make fools of yourselves, I suggest you do what you said you do. Go and find a policeman.
Oh, William Arnold's so wonderful. Whenever he says anything, it's just
There's
great.
only one way in and out of this yard. I should be here when you get back. I want to see your faces when you fight to explain away your behavior to a policeman.
Nevertheless, we're going to find one. Come on, Barbara.
What are you doing out there?
She is in there. Who's the dog? Barbara, don't do that.
The old layout. I don't know what I was trying to look for.
I believe these people are known to you.
Two of my school teachers. What are you doing here?
They must have followed you.
Just such a beautiful design.
I knew something like this would happen.
For then and now, like it's so simplistic but brilliant.
What's wrong with it?
But it was just a telephone box.
Perhaps.
And this is your grandfather? Yes? Well, why didn't you tell us that?
I don't discuss my private life with strangers.
It was a police telephone box. I walked all round it. Barbara, you saw me.
You don't deserve any explanations. You pushed your way in here uninvited and unwelcome.
I know this is absurd.
Yes. This is brilliant.
Neil, I walked all round it.
It stopped again, you know, and I tried. Oh, you wouldn't understand.
But I want to understand.
Yes. By the way, Susan, I managed to find a replacement for that possibility. It's an amateur job design. I think it will serve.
Illusion, it must be.
What is he talking about now? You don't understand, so you find excuses. Illusions, indeed. You say you can't fit an enormous building into one of your smaller sitting rooms.
No.
And it's so well written. This episode is really well written.
Then by showing an enormous building on your television screen, you can do what seemed impossible, couldn't you?
Again, unlike Class, like I feel like my big point. I feel like whenever I watch these episodes for a long time, it's just I'm going to be complaining about Class, so I do apologize. Because I know a lot of people do like it, and that's fine. I just strongly disagree with you, because there's so much wrong with it.
What is going to happen to you?
Like, there's no smart characters in Class, I feel. Like, in Doctor Who, we have the Doctor, who's meant to be the smart character, or the companion, depending on the layout, the companion and the Doctor. But in Class, no one's exactly the smart character. They're all just people. And that's fine. You can have normal people and aliens inside people who act strange. That's fine.
Get this straight.
But it just,
That looks like
something doesn't feel right. Like, there's no character to explain what's happening. And the Doctor is there at first going, oh, this is the problem.
Well, how can we?
And, like, so you've got the alien inside the human who's going, oh, this is the problem. But, like, since they don't really they explain it, probably that's the best bit of the episode when he's explaining about his race and how his race hates his race. That race hates it. Whatever. It's hard to explain. It's just so poorly written, but this, the very first episode of Doctor Who ever, gives you good characters. The cinematography is fine. The lighting is fine here and there. I have a few issues in the junkyard, but that's not the point. The acting is great, besides Susan, who does get better.
Given what you've done coming here. Grandfather, let them go now, please.
It's just like, I love this episode. This episode's so good, and comparing it to what Doctor Who becomes, it's this giant shift. But it's still right. Like, you still look at this and go, this is still Doctor Who. even though it becomes something totally different later on.
It's a game.
With Class,
You and your
I
friends
can't
play.
see that.
But you can't expect us to believe it. It's not a game. But
Like, it just,
it's not.
it's...
But I love your school. I love England in the 20th
I don't see where Class could go.
The last 5 months have been the happiest of my life.
Which is kind of like, the first, if you watch this first episode for the first time, not knowing anything about Doctor Who, you won't know where it goes. You'll be like, I don't know. This could go literally anywhere. With Class, I'm kind of like the same, but kind of not. Like, I can see where it's heading. But I'm not interested in that. So, I may watch the second episode of Class. I've heard that it's much better than the first one, but I did hear that from a person that thought the first episode was fine. So,
Open the door. Will you help us?
but if you do disagree with me with Class, comment below, let me know. I'd love to hear your opinion. But I just don't see it. There's like nothing about it I like. Like when I heard the trailer, when I saw the first trailer of Class, I saw it on. Okay, I'm kind of intrigued by 1 or 2 characters, and I have hopes for 1 or 2 actors. But in the first episode, all of that just flew away, and I was just sat there having the same emotion on my face, and the same feeling. And it just, it was awful.
I won't go, grandfather. I won't leave the 20th century. I won't leave the TARDIS and you.
Now you're being sentimental and child.
No, I mean it.
Very well. Then you must go with them. I'll open the door.
Oh, no, grandfather, no!
Get back! Sit down! Hold it!
The falling down Doctor's never been that great. I feel like falling over and pretending to fall over are 2 very different things. It's very difficult to like just go whoa, and fall over. And so this is what the time vortex looked like at the beginning. That's fine. Doesn't make that much sense, but it's fine. I think we're almost done. Oh, couple of seconds. I have enjoyed rewatching this. This episode is just such an iconic episode, and an episode I love. Once it's the credits, I'm gonna pause because I don't want to, get copyright flagged because it has stuff in it. Ooh, a silhouette. Who could it be? Next episode, the Cave of Skulls. And I'll pause it there. If you've been watching so far, thank you, and I apologize for just complaining about Class for most of it. But this episode is so, like, if you haven't seen the first episode, or if you've just been listening or watching me talk about this, the first episode of Doctor Who, An Unearthly Child, is brilliant. It has a great cliffhanger, which old school Doctor Who did perfectly, sometimes. It got repetitive eventually, and you kind of knew that nothing was what it seemed. But at the very beginning, with at least the first few episodes, the cliffhangers were always just so good, and you were like, I don't know how he's going to get out of this. I don't understand. And even with like some Tom Baker stuff, when I knew he was going to get out of it, I was like, well, I didn't know how he was going to get out of it, but I can't wait to see. So the cliffhangers in Old School Doctor have always been great, and this is no exception. Like, the silhouette is super intriguing. The title for the next episode, The Cave of Skulls, is super intriguing. The fact that this is the first time we saw the TARDIS transport to another space and time, or maybe just time, I'm not sure, is super intriguing. The Doctor himself is such an intriguing character, and has always been a super intriguing character, unless it's written by Stephen Moffat in his own seasons. It's the first episode sets up so much, while telling you very little. But the very little they tell you is enough for you to know for the rest of the show. And that's the perfect way to do the beginning. You build the intrigue for the rest of the show, but you tell enough so that way, once you've seen this, you can watch any other episode and understand. And that's why this episode's so brilliant. And why you should always do an intro like that. Like, I will admit, sometimes you need to do a full setup of characters, especially if it's a mystery or a thriller. But Doctor Who does it so well. This first episode is so well, like, just everything, almost everything. One of the problems is really the acting from Susan. The lighting in some scenes is quite poor. Yeah. And those are probably my biggest problems. The flashbacks are also really different. Because I don't really think they use them again, so that's... But no. I love this episode. I really do, and I really can't wait to continue watching with you, and I'm definitely going to put this up. So, I'm going to film a review of the episode with my 7 categories that this episode had to do, and give you sort of a thing, my opinions. So, see you then.